Welcome to the Bulletproof Depression Support Podcast. I have a very interesting episode for you today. Have you ever heard of the ACE test? The ACE test is a metric, it's an understanding, it's a mental trauma diagnosis understanding. It's not a diagnosis of anything, but it just gives a little bit of an understanding to your, let's say, susceptibility to becoming depressed or having some sort of mental health conditions or feeling a little bit down or traumatized in your life. The ACE test is based off you before you were 18. I've got the questions in front of me. I'm going to run through the questions with you. I believe I score a 4 out of 11, is it? 4 out of 10. I believe I score 4 out of 10 on the ACE test. I recommend you do your own ACE test, but I'm going to read out the questions and it's a yes or no answer. This ultimately gives you a little bit of an understanding into who you are, how you might operate in your future, how them things might have affected you, and how they could affect you going on in future life. Again, these are things that happened before you were 18. So let's say your parents did XYZ to you, and there's part of the questions in this, then that might be something or an indicator for you to manifest that in your own future relationships. Okay, so let's have a little gander through these 10 questions. So before your 18th birthday, that's the whole premise of all these. I'm going to run through these questions with you. You can maybe keep a running count with yourself. It's going to be hard to keep a running count. I do recommend just searching up ACE test, ACE, like the Ace of Hearts, Ace of Spades, ACE test. And then you can do it on a variety of websites. There's not just one in particular. There's not just one test. They all have the same. It's a similar thing. It's a similar question. It's the same questions, in fact. So number one, did a parent or other adult in the household often or very often, A, swear at you, insult you, put you down, or humiliate you? Or B, act in a way that made you feel afraid or that might have physically hurt you? So again, did a parent in your household A, swear at you, insult you, put you down, or humiliate you? Or B, act at you and make you feel afraid that they were going to physically hurt you? Okay. So yes or no, yes or no, and we'll move on to the next one. All right. Number two, did a parent or another adult in your household often or very often push, grab, slap, throw something at you? Or B, even hit you so hard that it made marks or you were injured? So again, did they throw, slap, grab, punch you, or not punch, but did they throw, slap, uh, push, yeah, not punch, or even hit you so hard that they made marks or injuries? Okay, so did a parent or other adult do that to you? Yes or no? Before you were 18. And some of these, like, I think we're all slapped by a kid, slapped by a parent as a kid, like, slapped on the ass, being a bow boy. And that's okay. I don't know if that counts as a yes in this case, but I don't know if I put yes on that for me. But I got definitely slapped as a kid. I don't think it's incredibly bad. I think you need to be taught a lesson a few times. So let's go with B on this one. Have you ever been hurt or hit so bad that you had marks and you were injured? Well, let's go to number three. Did an adult or person at least 5 years older than you ever A, touch or fondle, or have you touched their body in a sexual way? Or B, attempt or actually have oral, anal, or vaginal intercourse with you? This is obviously a deep level question. And it's a yes or no. I think you'd know the answer to that if it happened. Did an adult at least 5 years older than you, an adult or a person at least 5 years older than you, ever do them? Number four, yes or no on that one. Yes or no on all of them. Number four, did you often or very often feel that no one in your family loved you or thought you were important or special? Or B, your family didn't look out for each other, feel close to each other, or support each other? Okay. So did they often not think you were special, not feel like you were loved, or not feel that they thought you were important? Or B, did your family not look out for each other, feel close to each other, or support each other? Okay. Yes or no on that. Number five, did you often or very often feel that you had enough to eat or uh, that you didn't have enough to eat, had to wear dirty clothes, and had no one to protect you? Or B, your parents were too drunk, high to take care of you or take you to the doctor if you needed it? So you didn't have enough to eat, had to wear dirty clothes, and no one was to protect you. Or B, and this is a yes or no to either ones of these. Your parents were too drunk high to take care of you, even if the doctor if you needed it. Number six, were your parents ever separated or divorced? Yes or no, of course. Number seven, there's three more questions. So one, well, there's four more questions because I haven't read this one out yet. Number seven, was your parent slash caregiver A, often or very often pushed, grabbed, slapped, or had thrown something at him or her? Or B, sometimes often or very often kicked, bitten with, or hit with a fist, or hit with something hard? Or C, ever repeatedly hit over at least a few minutes or threatened with a gun or knife? So was your parent or caregiver ever in that situation where they were pushed, grabbed, slapped, or thrown something at? Or B, had something kicked, bitten, or hissed, fist, hitting with a fist, punch, of course, and then C, or even repeatedly hit it over a couple of minutes or threatened with guns or knives? All right. Yes or no on that one. Number eight, did you live with anyone who was a problem drinker or alcoholic or used the street drug? Did you ever live with someone who was a problem alcoholic, a problem drinker, alcoholic, or used street drugs? Number nine, was a household member depressed or mentally ill, or did your household member attempt suicide? Number 10, did a household member go to prison? Okay. So on this, I score a 4 out of 10. And that is, very interesting. And some people I've seen from the Dr. Maloney show, which is an amazing show on Dave Ramsey network. Dr. Maloney, very, very, very good guy for this. And some people open, he's a therapist that, people ring in. It's kind of a live show that people ring in and they, not particularly live, but, pre-recorded and live in the moment, of course. But they ring in, they get some help. Dr. Maloney, if you want to see some therapy sessions in the moment, it's pretty cool. Um, to extend on that, a lot of people ring in, they say I have a 10A score. And it's sad to hear they have a 10A score and they've had someone who have been sexually abused, or SA'd, should I say, instead of that, or someone who was attempted unaliving themselves, or someone who was a drug addict, or someone even feeling separated or depressed their parents was. And they've had all that. What are you on this test? And then the answer will give you a little bit of an insight into yourself. Okay. I, I'm not someone to help you understand this and go very deep on this. These are kind of like personality tests, I believe. They can give you a little indicator, they can give you a little bit of a help. They might change over time. And your answer might change over time. You might say, I'm not sure if I actually did resonate with that one. Maybe they weren't doing it out of spite or they didn't do it. I don't know what your situation is. There's so many situations. But the ACE test is what we're talking about today. And this can give you an understanding of who you are, what you might do in the future, and how it might manifest and play out in your future in your life. Especially it's happened in the past. But how does that how does that absorb or play a factor in your life today? I heard if your parents were divorced or separated, there's a high likelihood that that might happen to you in the future. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but it's more of a chance of it happening, which makes sense. So them other things, if you're a variety of them things, they might have a higher likelihood of you in the future too. Okay. The ACE test, take it for yourself. I've run through the questions there with you and get a score for yourself and then learn what you can learn from that test. Hope this helps in some way, shape, or form. My name is Gary Clinton, Gary Coach Clinton. I'm a newly accredited depression counselor and therapist. I'm very proud of that. And then also, I'm a depression coach where I help men get out of depression, of course. I have a course, brand new course, very amazing, level 5, how to recover from depression. Pretty simple. 5 modules, 5 steps. I say 5 steps, not 5 steps, 5 levels. Level of awareness at the start. People are very unaware to the challenges and obstacles that they have. They're depressed. High function depression is the thing. Most people are depressed where they're not really doing much with their life or doing much with themselves. High function, I would class as someone who's achieving great things in life. I don't class high function as someone who's going to work and feeling depressed. You can have someone who's depressed, who's unemployed, and, lives at home and doesn't do anything with themselves. That's another level of depression. Level 1 I have as just making you aware of the current paradigm and situation you're in. What is the situation you're in? What is depression? What symptoms are you experiencing? Yeah, that's important. What symptoms are you experiencing? Number 2, we're moving into a little bit more of the awareness, the current situation, the current beliefs you have. So not only what is the symptoms, what is the depression, yeah, but then the symptoms, then the not the symptoms, what the beliefs are around this. And then three, we move into solutions and we move into more advanced levels. Again, the people who are depressed probably aren't investing in themselves, they probably aren't taking care of their health. So they're in advanced levels. And I recommend doing over 5 weeks. 1 week level one, 1 week level two, and it's an hour a week, maybe even an hour and a half maximum. Do that over a course of 5 weeks, just like a therapy session. It needs to happen over time. It's not just going to change like this. You can do 5 hours of the course in a row, but it isn't going to help. It really isn't going to help. You're going to forget all the material. You need to do module one, do level one, move into, see what awareness to see what progress you can make in week one, then move into week two. These things take time. You've been depressed for X amount of time, so therefore it's going to take X amount of time to recover. My name's Gary Clinton. I go by Gary Coach Clinton. Check out the link tree for that course. I hope to hear you in a very, very positive mood based off that course. And it'll be very helpful for you. See, my microphone's just changed. Hope you can still very good. And we're back. But it's a blessing. I'm going to leave this episode with a little bit of technical error at the end. But it's okay. It's fine. Hope you have an amazing day. Sponsor of this podcast is Quasi.com and Upskill Online. Check out the links for the course, How to Recover from Depression. Thanks. See you in the next episode of the Bulletproof Depression Support Podcast.